as I say, next up we've got some wonderful guests talking about a show that I saw earlier this week. It was just so brilliant. It was at the Southwark Playhouse and it's got a stellar cast. So how are you all this morning?
We're great.
Yeah, very good.
Are you tired? How's the run going?
I mean, I think it's fair to say we're a little bit tired by this point. Yeah, it's quite an intensive play.
Can I just ask you to lift your mic up just a tiny bit because you're lovely and tall, which is great. Yeah, okay. And it means you get to sit up straight.
Great.
Right, I was just having a quick chat with you guys about this play, how it all started, and so it's kind of a collaboration between two companies.
Yes.
We've got Project One and we've got Brick Dust.
Yes.
So tell me about how this collaboration.
I'm going to shut this door.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a little bit noisy. Is that okay?
Yeah, as listeners may know, we are live on air at the Boogaloo pub, and we've got a little bit of wind noise coming in. This is how we know you're a professional, Michelle, because you're like the noise levels aren't right.
So Duncan and I had worked together a couple of years ago on a play called Cast, which is at the Finborough, which Duncan's company, Project One, produced.
That's right.
And we had fun. And I think I probably got my oar in about the producing side of it so much that he thought...
yeah, I think that's true.
Next time maybe we'll do something together. And Lana and I had created a company about 2 years ago called Brick Dust. And
Lana, by the way, plays the lead character, Peta.
She does.
And she's absolutely brilliant. But as you were, continue.
Yes, so Lana Wallace-Taylor and I, we got together and we created Brick Dust, and we wanted to find a project that we could collaborate with Project One on, and that's how this came about.
So the show's been up now for, is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 out of its 4 weeks.
And you've got 1 week left.
We have, yes, and there's still a chance to get some tickets.
Well, congratulations on the amazing reviews. I mean, you must be really, really pleased. But yeah, you've got a ticket deal for us today, don't you?
Oh, we have, and a ticket deal for you. Yeah, so if you go online on the Southwark Playhouse website, and then you can click on How Love Is Spelt, and when you're booking your tickets online, you can go into a promo code and then type in HLIS original, all caps lock on that, and that'll get you a cheeky £15 ticket for the rest of the run.
Yeah, and you need to get a hand on a ticket before it shuts. It's just, it's an interesting piece, isn't it? Because it deals with, the loneliness of kind of being in a big city, and kind of, it looks at Peta, who's a millennial, and kind of her navigating her way through life. She's running away from home to kind of see if she can get any clarity, have a little bit of fun, have a little break in London. But it's very poignant, but it's also very funny. And as an actor myself, what I loved about watching is it feels that every character has a really clear journey in the play, and it's kind of, the parts are quite a gift. I mean, what do you think about that, Duncan?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. And I think that was one of when Charlotte first sort of approached me with the script, that's one thing that instantly stood out, was that all the characters are fantastic and all the parts are fantastic. So we knew we'd be able to get such a caliber of actor on board because they all just read so well on the page.
So tell us a little bit about your character in the play.
Right. So my character is a character called Stephen, and he is a teacher. And I think it's fair to say he's
a little
what's
bit
the right way
highly
of putting
strung.
it? Highly strung. That's exactly right. Highly strung. It's one of those plays. It's a little bit difficult to talk about without giving away spoilers. You have to be constantly aware.
I mean, I look at the character that you played, and there must, for you, Charlotte, I guess it's kind of constantly teetering the edge of being absolutely sincere in the moment, but there must be some temptations to kind of tip into that like funny comic kind of playing up the gag, which I don't think that you did at all, which was what was so refreshing to watch. That's what made it actually funnier, because you were just so like wound up throughout, and it was absolutely brilliant. So was that something that you kind of throughout this play, it was like, do we play up the gag, or
I think it's really, really important, particularly with this play, but also with a lot, with all comedy, to be truthful about it, and actually the comedy rings through much, much better and much truer if you are. And with this, so much is in the text. You're given so much as a gift by Chloe Moss, who actually came to see us yesterday, which was lovely to meet her.
Was that the first time that you met her?
It was the first time we've met her, yeah, because she lives up in Liverpool, and she'd been very busy recently, so she came down. She's coming back, which is very good. It means she likes it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, so
all these years later, she still likes it. That's good, because this is the first revival.
It is the first revival in 15 years. years. Yeah,
since 2004. It was on at the Bush Theatre, isn't that right?
Yeah.
So you have worked together, Duncan and you and Lorna, who plays Peter, as we said. But how did you manage to get Michelle Collins on board, the infamous?
There's no one else available. Sadly.
But what was great was I felt like in the play, the first half and the second half have completely different personalities. And
I think the first half is much bigger than the second half.
Can you lean in a little bit on your microphone?
I think the first half is much bigger than the second half.
And
I think during the end of the first act, people are like, okay, so what's going on here? And I think then you have a sort of momentum, you want to know more. And it's a long first half as well. But I think people are really engaged in it and they want to know, because it is very, because they're all duologues. And also, she's very clever, Chloe, in the sense that Lana's character, Peter, takes on the personalities of the other three characters.
Yeah.
So when I say to people I'm only in the second act, to my friends who are very naughty, we go, well, can I just come for the second half? And I go, no, you can't, because you've got to see the first half to understand the second half. You can't just sneak in at 9 o'clock after the interval, but it's really, like you say, it's funny. And I think, well, life is funny. It has to be funny. It has to have a sense of humour, because there is a lot of, there's loneliness, isolation, a bit of tragedy, but poignancy as well. And I think that my character particularly would be easily to just dismiss as that she's Marion, she's the sort of nosy neighbour who everybody knows, who they think, oh, I know Marion. But actually,
I was going to say, it's a character that we all recognise, isn't it? That kind of motherly figure.
I feel that there's, Marion's a real sort of invisible woman, I think, in society that has sort of, and she says, I feel like that's awful, I can't remember the line. I feel like I've stopped. Yeah, I feel like I've stopped. And actually, sometimes I think people do feel like they've stopped. They don't quite know how. They've sort of almost become, invisible.
So tell us a little bit about Marion. So she's Peter's neighbour.
She lives downstairs. We're not really sure how long Peter's been in this room. And then you find out at the end, actually, it's really only a couple of weeks, but it's quite clever in the sense, because someone said to me when they came out, well, we thought she'd actually been there a really long time, but it's actually only a series of probably 10 to 2 weeks or something, isn't it? So you see Marion initially, and you think, oh, she is, but beneath that, she also has a daughter about the same sort of age as Peter, who has obviously got in with the wrong type of people and is sort of a bit estranged from her mum, and really only comes back. I mean, you're assuming she's got into drugs or something like that, because she says, she changed. She's become a sort of a stick figure of us. Was that the
pencil drawing?
Pencil drawing, isn't it awful? You can't remember
when you're in the moment.
Well, you're Michelle now. You're not Marion today. You're Michelle.
And, so all these, and so having Peter there reminds her of her daughter, and she becomes this mother again. And I think a lot of women, it's that empty nest syndrome. Her daughter's gone. What does she do with her life? She's become but she's very funny, and she doesn't want to be maudling. She doesn't want sympathy or pity.
No, definitely not.
And I think there are a lot of women out there like Marion.
But I guess it's that thing of once a mother, always a mother too, isn't it?
And also Peter resorts to being a little girl.
And that's what's really interesting, and I think that's when my heartstrings just started to properly be tugged, because in the first half would I be right in saying that though Peter is in every scene, she probably has the least amount of lines in the whole play, or not far off it, I guess.
Yeah, I think what happens is she becomes a vehicle to listen to other people. So actually, when you're watching, you feel like the characters she's talking to are the ones who are giving the bulk. But no, she does have, she probably does have the most. But it in the way that it works, it very specifically is about the other characters as much as it's about her, which is why it's not like you get loads of her until the final scene.
Well, exactly. So you feel like, and what I felt, just my own take on the play was the first half, Peter's doing all the listening, or she's engaging, but she's very much actively listening to other people. And whenever Marion comes in, it's almost like you can listen to her just by reading her body language, just by your kind of like your senses, and it just becomes really tender. And you see Peter becoming a little bit more vulnerable, because she's obviously responding to this, as you say, this.
And she's able, I suppose, to be more vulnerable, isn't she?
Yeah, and they're needing each other in a way, I think. And you sort of think, oh gosh, when she's gone, what's going to happen to Marion again?
I know,
It's just really quite sad.
So you and I first met, Michelle, through the National Youth
Yes.
Theatre, and you're a mother yourself. Your daughter, was it a couple of years ago? Your daughter did the National Youth Theatre as well.
Yes.
And she's now acting.
She did. She got the bar. She did the summer course.
Are you to blame
at
for
the
that?
NYT. Yeah. And she is trying to do it. Yes, like so many other people out there.
I mean, you look at what Charlotte and Duncan and Lorna have done, and they're kind of grabbing the bull by the horns, and you're making your own work, which feels like this is what most people need to do now. Start making your own work. And I was listening to an interview that you did recently, and you're a big advocate for people doing their own work. It sounds like, and
yeah, I just think those days are gone that you can't sit home on your bum waiting for your agent to call. You just can't.
It has been an absolute delight. Thank you so much for coming in. Remind us where we can get tickets and remind us that code.
Yes, so the Southwark Playhouse website, or you can give them a call otherwise. But you just go into there, you go on to How Love Is Spelt, and then to get the £15 tickets, you can just go on to the promo code once you've kind of gone through all the ticket bits and type in HLIS Original, all upper caps.
You've got 1 week left to see it. Thank you so much. Have a lovely
Thank you.
Sunday.
Thank you for having us.